I will now call to order the City County Council meeting for Monday, May 8th, 2017. We'll begin our meeting with a prayer and pledge of allegiance led by Councilor Simpson.
Thank you, Madam President. Would everybody rise, please? Today, I've asked Reverend Clarence Moore from New Era Church to come before us. He's part of the 10-Point Coalition. I felt the need that we need to say prayer, a serious prayer for this violence out here, the killing. Most of it is back in all the neighborhoods, not to say anybody is immune to it, but I've asked him to come forward and say a few words and offer up a prayer for all of us that we may pray together that this violence that is going on out here, and it's not everybody, but there's a lot of young people that are getting killed, and we have to figure this out. So, Reverend Moore.
Thank you, Councilman Simpson, for your discernment and wisdom for this august body to take time out and to pray for an issue that is plaguing our community. I just left the scene of the 15-year-old that was killed in the alley so senselessly, and to see these young people behind me whose lives are ahead of them, I think it is so relevant and pertinent that the leaders of our community address and acknowledge the fact that we have a phenomenal task ahead of us in curbing the scourge of violence among our youth. So I'm grateful to pray at this moment for all of us, that as you make decisions and as we minister, that we can save our young people. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for the leadership of Maggie Lewis and this incredible group of community servants that have been elected by the people to do the bidding of the people, for the people. Thanking you for the wisdom of Councilman Simpson to pause for a moment in their deliberations to ask your touch on our community. For this issue is not a Republican or Democrat issue. This issue is a human issue. It is an issue that affects Black, white, and Hispanic, brown, yellow, black, or white. And we believe that you've taught us, God, that if we would ask you for guidance, that you would hear our prayer, and that you would come and heal our city. And so we pray for the young people who are adversely affected by the poverty and all of the issues that cause them to not have hope. May we create a community where hope is elevated and where life is appreciated, and that this council and this mayor, our council, and our mayor will lead us to the promised land. That's our prayer, and we know with your help, God, we can do just that. Amen.
Will everybody remain standing? Councilor Aller. We can all say pledge allegiance together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing. I would like to recognize the color guards. They're from Ben Davis High School, and I want everybody to show appreciation for them coming down. You can be seated.
Thank you, Councilor Simpson and Councilor Oliver. The next item on our agenda is roll call. If all councilors would select the green button to indicate your attendance. They changed the colors. Chairman Osley.
Bless you.
There are 25 members present. The next item on our agenda is introduction of guests and visitors. Councilor Oliver.
Madam Chair, I'm the honor of recognizing one pastor here tonight this evening. I'm sure that others will follow. That's my colleague, alumni, who's a proud member of Christmas as pastor. Will you please stand, please? All of them.
Councilor Wessler.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to find out, any Department of Public Works employees?
I'm sorry, is your microphone on?
Now it is.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry. I would like to praise and compliment the Public Works for their excellent job in this past week with all the flooding, the streets, the sewer lines, and the unclogging all the curbs that were flooded. They did an awesome job under extraordinary circumstances to ensure the safety of the public in the city of Indianapolis. So I thank them very much.
Thank you. Councilor Mowry.
I'd like to welcome the Franklin Central Choir to be here with us tonight. If you could please stand and be recognized.
Councilor Jackson.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to recognize someone who's here quite often, Bud Myers, Indianapolis Housing Agency. And also is Anthony Beverly and his youth group here. Leadership and Prevention Summit Group. Thank you.
Councilor Mowry.
I'd like to recognize also the family of Sylvia Hendricks that's here tonight. Please stand and be recognized.
Additional introductions. Councilor Evans.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to recognize the Ben Davis High School Boys State Championship, as well as their principal, Miss Annie Squire, and the color guard who just left the room. Please stand.
Chairman Osley.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to recognize two individuals. One is an old friend of the city, Miss Barbara Lawrence. And the other is Miss Cynthia Taylor from the Community Action of Greater Indianapolis.
Chairman Robinson.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to acknowledge the Chief Deputy, Eva Talley Sentence for the Marion County Sheriff's Department.
Additional introductions? The next item on our agenda is the official communications. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen, you are hereby notified that regular meetings of the City County Council and Police, Fire, and Solid Waste Collection Special Service District Councils will be held in the City County Building in the Council Chambers on Monday, May 8th at 7 p.m. The purposes of such meetings being to conduct any and all business that may properly come before regular meetings of the councils. Respectfully, Maggie A. Lewis, President, City County Council. Ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the laws of the state of Indiana, I cause to be published in the Court and Commercial Record and in the Indianapolis Star on Monday, April 17, a copy of a notice of public hearing on proposal numbers 94 and 101, 2017, said hearing to be held on Monday, May 8th at 7 p.m. in the City County Building. Respectfully, Natrina DeBoe, Clerk of the City County Council. Ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the laws of the state of Indiana, I cause to be published in the Court and Commercial Record and in the Indianapolis Star on Monday, May 1st, a copy of a notice of public hearing on proposal number 94, 2017, said hearing to be held on Monday, May 8th, 2017 at 7 p.m. in the City County Building. Respectfully, Natrina DeBoe, Clerk of the City County Council.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The next item on our agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Do I have consent? Consent. The next item on our agenda is approval of the journals for April 10, 2017. Do we have consent? Consent. We'll now proceed to presentations of petitions, memorials, special resolutions, and council resolutions. Proposal number 118, introduced by Councilor Evans, Lewis, and all councilors. Councilors, please keep in mind that we have several special resolutions this evening, so we're asking you to limit the amount of time that you are at the podium. Again, we have several resolutions this evening. Gentlemen, you're all very handsome, but you understand that TV will not be able to capture your faces by standing over there. So you can stand there if you want, but I just want you to understand that we won't see you on TV if your family's watching at home.
Yeah, let's bring him over here. Sorry, I should have been paying attention.
We're just counselors. Stand in front of us.
Counselor, right over here, ready?
There you go.
Thank you, Madam President. The Council, City of Indianapolis, Marion County, City County Special Resolution Number 21, 2017. A special resolution recognizing the Ben Davis High School Giants basketball team for their 2017 Indiana High School Athletic Association 4A state championship win. Whereas the Ben Davis Giants won the 2017 IHSAA 4A state championship game on March 25th, 2017, this makes the first finals appearance since winning back-to-back championships in 1995 and 1996, which I might add was the first time. Councilor Robinson. And whereas the Giants, 23-5, defeated Fort Wayne Northside High School with a final score of 55-52. This win marked the 100th win at Ben Davis High School for head coach Mark James. And
whereas the Giants are led by head coach Mark James, and under his leadership are assistant coaches Ben Rhodes, Kyle Ballard, Michael Ray, Terry Fuchs, Jordan Bragg, David Arnold, Nate Beenham, and Corey Linsby. And whereas the basketball team members consisted of Detron Harper, Cameron Mall, Kashawn Turnstill, Josh Brewer, Jalen Wyndham, Jalen Newsom, R.J. Turner, Dominic Day, Zion Cornway, Aaron Henry, Kyle Finch, and Dewan Jones. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City County Council of the City of Indianapolis and of Marion County, Indiana, Section 1, the Indianapolis City County Council proudly recognizes the Ben Davis High School basketball team, the Giants, for winning the 2017 4A IHSAA State Championship.
And Section 2, the council extends its congratulations to the entire team, coaching staff, and school administration on their achievement, and wishes each player great success in their future endeavors, both academically and athletically. And I'd like to add another whereas: the west side is the best side. I know I'm going to get an argument, but the west side's the best side. Section 3, the mayor is invited to join in this resolution by affixing his signature, which he has done. This resolution shall be in full force and effect upon adoption and compliance with IC 36-3-414. And this special resolution was sponsored by all councilors and passed by the City County Council after it is moved, and I so move.
Second.
The motion's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Back to the speaker.
First of all, the basketballs were from Mr. Clark, our athletic director. We didn't know that was against the rules when we laid them out there, so sorry about that. On behalf of Wayne Township, our school, we have Miss Squire here and Mr. Clark, our athletic director. We want to thank you very much for this resolution. It's been an unbelievable experience for us, and we will take this and back to school. And we framed the other one we have from the State House, so I'm sure this one will get framed also someplace for us. I'm going to ask Aaron Henry, one of our players, to say a few words here also.
Thank you guys for having us, and thanks to our administrators for letting us come down here, our coaches for a great season, and thanks for my teammates for having this wonderful season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay.
The next item on our agenda is proposal number 119, introduced by Councilors Oliver, Lewis, Osley, and all councilors.
Ms. Franklin?
We left one here. Ben Davis.
Come down here. Come down here. Madam Chair, we shall be brief. It is an honor for all three schools, but I've been trusted with doing Christmas Attics. Madam Chair, the Council of the City of Indianapolis, City County Council Special Resolution number 22, a special resolution recognizing the Tigers of Christmas Attics Medical Magnet School Basketball Team on their 2017 Indiana High School Athletic Association 3A State Championship win. Whereas the Christmas Attics Tigers, 25-4, won the IHSAA 3A State Championship game on March 25, 2017, defeating Twin Lakes High School with the final score of 73-71. This is the fourth state championship for the Tigers and the first since 1959. Councilor Osley.
And whereas during the season, the Tigers won the McDonald's Holiday Hoops Tournament in Vincennes, and after losing Emmanuel High School on a last-second shot in the city tournament semifinals, the Tigers finished out the season winning 15 straight games, leading to the state championship. And whereas the Tigers are led by head coach Chris Hawkins and assistant coaches Eric Kleinfelter, Aaron Payne, Justin Taylor, Ernest Davis, and Matthew Thompson, all under the leadership of Athletic Director Joshua Varno and Principal Lauren Franklin. Whereas the Tigers basketball team members consisted of Warren Williams, Michael Poole, Tion Scanlon, Robert Alex Cooley, Keeney Jamal Harris, Wesley Williams, Derek Briscoe, Zachary Owens, Dayon Coe, Nike, Sibande, Joaquin Edwards, Tyron Lewis, Dewan Johnson Bay, Zacchaeus Townsend, and Kyle Beatty. Now, therefore,
be it resolved by the City County Council of the City of Indianapolis, Marion County, Indiana, Section 1, the Indianapolis City County Council proudly recognizes the Crispus Athletics Tigers on winning the 2017 3A State Basketball Championship. Section 2, the council extends its congratulations to the entire team, coaching staff, and school administration on this outstanding accomplishment, and wishes each player a great success in their future endeavors, both athletically and academically. Section 3, the mayor is invited to join in this resolution by affixing his signature here too. Section 4 of this resolution shall be in full force and effect upon adoption and compliance with IC 36-3-4-14. This special resolution, Madam Chair, was sponsored by all councilors, and hopefully I do put forth a motion for its passage.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. Back to the speakers.
I've been asked to be brief, and I will. There's so many here that I'm so proud of. When I looked into it, not just basketball, but academically, there's some not overachievers, but we raised the bar. And I want to thank Principal Franklin for raising the bar for our students academically. And we will hear from her at this very moment. Principal Franklin, Crispus Athletics High School. Thank you.
Good evening. We just like to say on behalf of our students, our faculty, our parents, our alumni, I'm just honored to be here. We're honored to be here. We thank you for thinking of our school. We are about excellence in our building, and we believe that our students are the key to all of the success that for our city. So we do appreciate you having us here tonight. And again, we thank you for your support, and we appreciate how you've come behind our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we hear from the coach, we'll hear from one alumni and Addis graduate, Mr. Fennell, please.
As a 1952 graduate of Alex High School, I'm very pleased to say that I want to congratulate the Alex basketball team along with the Charles Tinley team as well as the Ben Davis team for the championship games that you won in your respective districts. It gives me great pleasure as an educator to acknowledge your accomplishments as successful athletes. Schools, public, private, and parochial, are designed to provide academic and a variety of extracurricular activities so that all students have multiple opportunities to excel. I want to thank the parents, the coaches, and all other school officials for enabling these students to be involved in such a successful endeavor. Thank you.
Now the one that's responsible for it all, Coach Hawkins. Please, Coach Hawkins, please. Then you can reach the next speaker.
Okay. Just want to thank the council for having us here for this declaration. Councilman Oliver, alumni, one of our biggest advocates out there for this run that we went on. Want to thank our administration, the players, coaching staff. Just couldn't do it without everybody. It's been a great journey, and just really appreciate the support, and hopefully we're back here again. And then we'll have our senior to be, Michael Poole, give some more remarks.
I would like to thank you guys for having us here tonight. It's an honor to be here. I would like to thank Councilman Oliver, my principal, our AD, and coaching staff, and these guys who played with me the whole year. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Tigers. We're so proud of you. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, Counselor Oliver. The next item on our agenda is proposal number 120, introduced by all counselors. Tinley?
Charles Tinley, Tigers, you can come forth if you're here. I'll start off.
No.
Joe Johnson. The City County Council of City of Indianapolis, Marion County, City County Council Special Resolution number 23, 2017, a special resolution recognizing Charles A. Tinley Accelerated High School Tiger basketball team for their 2017 Indiana High School Athletic Association 1A State Championship. Whereas Tinley Tiger won the 2017 IHSAA 1A State Championship game on March the 25th, 2017, after playing one of the most challenging schedule among all 1A schools, maintaining the GPA or over 3.0 on accelerated academic track. And whereas Tinley finished the season 24-5, competing against 4 4A schools, including the state runner-up, Fort Wayne North, 7 3A schools, including the state champ, Christmas Attic High School. Who won that game? They did? Oh, man. It's Bill characters. We'll get them next year. Their season also ended winning 3 straight sectional titles, 1 regional title, 1 semi-state title, and excelled in their win to the first state championship. And whereas
the Tinley Tigers are led by Coach Bob Warnell and supported by the assistant coaches Marcel Bonds and Georgia Coleman, CEO Kelly Marshall, the managers Jeremiah Jones and Bobby Warnell, and athletic director Felicia Dunn, all under the leadership of interim athletic director Gene Murray and principal Marion Llewellyn.
And whereas the basketball team members consisted of seniors Tyler Young and Chris Muff, juniors Joseph Johnson, Hunter White, KJ Coleman, Eric Hunter, Andrew Knox, Mackay Caldwell, and Keith Malone, sophomores Josiah Poole, and Adedotu, Adegbemigon, and freshman Sincere McMahon, and now therefore be it resolved by the City County Council of the City of Indianapolis and of Marion County, Indiana. Section 1, the Indianapolis City County Council proudly recognizes the Charles A. Tinley Accelerated High School Tigers basketball team for winning the 2017 1A IHSAA State Championship. Section 2, the council extends its congratulations to the entire team, coaching staff, and school administration on their achievement, and wishes each player great success in their future endeavors, both athletically and academically. Section 3, the mayor is invited to join in this resolution by affixing his signature here too, which he has done. And Section 4, the resolution shall be in full force and effect upon adoption and compliance with IC 36-4-14. This special resolution was sponsored by all councilors, and I so move, Madam President.
The motion's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. Back to the speakers.
Mr. Bond, assistant coach, we hear from him. Thank you.
Good evening. On behalf of our Board of Directors, our Chancellor and CEO, Ms. Kelly Marshall, our Principal, Marlon Llewellyn, and the entire staff and faculty, as well as our parents and all the students and our alumni, we appreciate all the support from the entire city. Everything has been great. These young men have endured a long school year. Some of them have to endure an awful lot just in order to get on the court. These young men will, after completing their degree at Tinley Accelerated, just like all the other graduates, will be accepted and attend a 4-year college. So that is the most that we're proud of. Now we'll have one of our team captains, Joseph Johnson.
There we go. Go, Joe. Just say thank you and just
I'd just like to say thank you to the council for having us, and special thanks to Coach Bonds for bringing us down here, and just thank you for having us.
One last announcement, Madam Chair. For all you that Tinley was not here earlier, when I announced that all 3 teams, Madam Chair and councilors, will be invited, and I'm sure will participate in the 500-mile festival parade. So that is an honor, and I hope you all accept. And I'll be down on Pennsylvania Street watching. Thank you all.
Thank you, Councilor Oliver. The next item on our agenda is proposal number 121, introduced by Councilors Corday, Adamson, Jackson, Johnson, and Ray.
Good evening. This is a special resolution recognizing the Pleasant Run Elementary Robotics Team. Whereas the Panther Bots is a group of 5 fourth-grade students from Pleasant Run Elementary School in Warren Township who knew nothing about robotics. They started their robotics journey in September 2016 when they began studying engineering. And, Blake? I thought you were down here. Okay.
Whereas this club provides students with a fantastic opportunity to put science, technology, engineering, and math concepts to the test. Using only a starter kit, these tenacious students went through 4 different prototypes before they found their winning design. And whereas, is David actually here? David is here. I'm the only one that messed up. He got the memo. That's the way it works.
Whereas the team's first competition was the Indianapolis VEX IQ Robotics City Championship, where they quickly rose to first place in the team competition during the preliminaries. At the end of the day, they took home the top award, the Mayor Ballard Trophy for all-around excellence. And whereas the team went on to win the state qualifying awards at all their subsequent competitions, including first place trophies in STEM research, team competition, driving skills, and best design. And
whereas the world's competition in Louisville, Kentucky, the Panther Bots will compete with students from around the world, and whereas the students who participate in the Robot Club develop an engineering mindset while also learning lifelong skills in teamwork, leadership, and communication. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City County Council, the City of Indianapolis, and Marion County, Indiana. Section 1, the Indianapolis City County Council proudly recognizes Pleasant Run Elementary Robotics Team, the Panther Bots, for their successful participation in the Indianapolis VEX IQ City Tournament. Wow. Section 2, the City Hartley. Zach, I'm sorry, I'm going to read yours. You should have seen me say something.
I want to play too. Section 2, the council heartily congratulates Elijah Godwin, Angel Herrera, Sanchez, Jose Vastaguri, is that right? Manuel Mendez, Devlin Bullard for their amazing first year in robotics. Section 3, the mayor is invited to join this resolution by affixing his signature here too. And Section 4, this resolution shall be in full force and effect upon adoption and compliance with IC 363414. And as a city councilor who volunteers every year as a judge for the Indianapolis VEX Robotics IQ Championships, I so move.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. The motion carries. Back to the speakers.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Madam President.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Travis Kumler, the principal at Pleasant Run Elementary School. Mr. Kumler?
Thank you. On behalf of Warren Township and Pleasant Run Elementary, I just want to say thank you for this resolution. Thank you for taking the time out to recognize this group of young entrepreneurs and scientists with your acknowledgement for their hard work and dedication throughout this season. These are your future leaders of our city, and we just thank you for all that they have done this year. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize their families, if they could stand, so we could give them a round of applause, because obviously they would not be here without them. Thank you very much.
The next item on our agenda is proposal number 122, introduced by Councilor Mowry.
I'd like to welcome up to the podium with me members of the Franklin Central Choir and faculty.
Do you have enough pens?
No. I got 10 of these and 10 pens. Marion County City County Council Special Resolution Number 25, 2017. A special resolution recognizing the 2017 Indiana State School Music Association ISSMA State Champions Franklin Central FC Singers. Whereas the FC Singers are under the direction of Brad Gardner, assisted by Andrew Knopp, and choreographed by Jared Voss and Tori Burns. And whereas the FC choir, backup band Electric's Mayhem is under the direction of Brianna Holt with accompaniment by Brian Skillman. The dance captains include Bryce Clesley, Allison Ines, Caleb Lobby, Grace Pacheco, along with President Kayla O'Malley, Ashley Andre, and Brock Clark. And whereas the FC Singers were awarded first place in this year's ISSMA Show Choir State Finals and won Best Vocals and Best Visuals. And whereas FC Singers' second state show choir title in the last 4 years and the choral department's 8th state title in the last 9 years. And whereas
the FC choir has taken ISSMA competitions by storm. In 2009, the Women's Show Choir State Champion, Best Vocals and Best Visuals. 2010, Treble Men's Concert Choir State Champion. 2012, Concert Mixed Show Choir State. 2014, Concert Choir State Champion. And 2016, Concert Choir State Champion. And whereas, under the direction of Andrew Knopp, did I say that right? Yes. Okay. High Voltage has had an undefeated season and won 4th place in the ISSMA Show Choir State Finals Women's Division. And whereas Franklin Central is proud of all the student performers, directors, parent volunteers, and choreographers. Be it resolved by the City County Council of the City of Indianapolis and Marion County, Indiana. Section 1. The City County Council proudly recognizes 2017 Indiana State Music Association State Champions Franklin Central Singers. Section 2. The Council heartily congratulates the FC singers for their many accomplishments. Section 3. The mayor is invited to join in this resolution by affixing his signature hereto. This resolution shall be in full force and effect upon adoption in compliance with IC 36-3-4-14. This special resolution was sponsored by Council Mowry and Cordy and was passed by the City County Council this 8th day of May, 2017. I so move.
The motion's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. Back to the speakers.
Thank you. Madam Chair, Councilor Mowry, members of the council, it's a real honor for me to be here tonight with this fine group of young people on behalf of the Franklin Township community, on behalf of the Board of School Trustees, the administration, the faculty, principal corps, and particularly I'll introduce our director in just a moment. We thank you for this recognition tonight, and I want to say again, very, very proud of what a great group of young people these are. Thank you very much.
I'd like to say thank you to this council, in particular Chairman Mowry and Madam Chair. Thank you for this fine honor. We are proud to represent Franklin Central High School, Franklin Township, and the City of Indianapolis. And we would like to thank our wonderful staff and administration at Franklin Central and in Franklin Township, and our wonderful school board members who are present here today. And we'd like to say thank you in the best way that we know how, a very short song.
Thank you, everyone.
Children wade in the water, wade in the water, children wade in the water, wade in the water, children wade in the water, oh, wade in the water, children, children, oh, wade in the water, children, the water, children, wade in the water, water, children, God is gonna trouble the water.
It's all done, okay. Where do they go to?
Trouble in the water. The water, 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 children.
Captains and these people first, then the captains, and then I was going to mail the rest to
Chills the body and not the soul. Chills the body and not the soul. Well, the river Jordan is so chilly. Well, the river Jordan is so chilly, but not the soul. God's gonna trouble the water. 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 River Jordan, Jordan, the chilly. River Jordan, Jordan, the water. River Jordan, Jordan, the water. River Jordan, Jordan, the water. Wade in the water, children, children, wade. If you get there before I do, trouble, there's gonna be trouble in the water. Just tell my friends I'm a coming to. Trouble, trouble, trouble in the water. Wade in the water, water, children, wade in the water. Water, my children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the walk, wade in the walk, wade in the water, children. Wade in the walk, wade in the walk, wade in the water, children. Wade in the water, my Lord.
captains. I can get other copies, but I have 10 right here with me.
The next item on our agenda is proposal number 123, introduced by Councilor Mowry and Cordy. Thank you, Councilor McQuillan.
I'd like to welcome down the family of Sylvia Hendricks, please. City County Council Special Resolution Number 26, 2017. A special resolution recognizing the life and legacy of Sylvia Hendricks. Whereas, for many years, from the Ash Grove and later Remembrances were the first thing readers turned to into the Franklin Township Informer, the weekly columns were filled with bits of local personal history, often produced by interviews with longtime township residents who were eager to relate their stories to Sylvia Hendricks. And whereas Sylvia and her husband, Marvin, moved to Franklin Township on 6 beautiful acres they now call Ash Grove. They were both city kids from Minneapolis, and she from Dayton, Ohio, who married in 1943 and lived in the early preacher's life in Minnesota, California, and Connecticut. Their dreams of living in the country became reality with their final move to Indiana in 1951. Whereas Sylvia's early years in Franklin Township were spent as a mother to 3 sons and 1 daughter. She was always eager to help out in any capacity, such as president of the Bunker Hill PTA, active in the life of Indiana Central College, now known as University of Indianapolis, and a leader of the Faculty Women's Club, and
Whereas her children grew, Sylvia went to work at Alice Ayres bookstore downtown, and then had the opportunity to work at Indiana Central Library, where she happily and enthusiastically helped students for nearly 20 years. With the love of reading and all things literacy, and always the daily journal writer, she developed her own writer's path. Whereas Sylvia began her interest in connection in the lives of activities of Franklin Township residents with her weekly Informer columns. Her writing was frequently accompanied by her photography, developed and printed her own darkroom at the Ash Grove. Among her many published works for the Indiana Historical Society are Good for Lots of Laughs, The Story of Marjorie Main, and The Story of Cobb Chen, an illustrator of the early 1900s postcards. Sylvia, along with a group of other interested residents, formed the Franklin Township Historical Society, where she served tirelessly in organization's president backbone for 40 years, and whereas a highlight for Sylvia was the gift of the meeting house on Franklin Road from the original church members to the Historical Society. She also helped manage quilt shows and author fairs of the Historical Society. While Sylvia loved the past, she was firmly planted in the future, and there are many things to say about her gentle and humble presence in the community, but her legacy is the Franklin Township Historical Society Meeting House on Franklin Road. And whereas Sylvia departed this life on March 19th, 2017, her spirit and upbeat personality will clearly be missed by her family and friends who loved her, and now, therefore, be it resolved by the City County Council of the City of Indianapolis in Marion County, Indiana, Section 1, the Indianapolis City County Council proudly recognizes the life and legacy of Sylvia Hendricks, noted Franklin Township historian. Section 2, the council celebrates the life of Sylvia and extends comfort to her family and friends. Section 3, the mayor is invited to join in this resolution by affixing his signature hereto. Section 4, this resolution shall be in full force and effect upon adoption and compliance with IC 36-3-4-14. This special resolution was sponsored by Councilors Mowry and Cordy and was passed by the City County Council this 8th day of May, 2007. Madam Chairman, I so move. President, I'm sorry.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. Back to the speakers.
I'd like to welcome Ann up to the stage here, to the podium, and to maybe say a few words here.
Well, Councilor Mowry said I might want to say a few words. I did not prepare a song. I'm sorry. I don't know. No song. On behalf of my mother, Sylvia, our friends, our family, the great community of Franklin Township, and the city of Indianapolis, and you fine folks here, thank you so much. She lived 95 great years. Thank you. And good to see my friend, Councilor Johnson. Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is proposal number 124, introduced by Councilors Jackson and Lewis. You want to go read them?
Okay. It is an honor to acknowledge the Youth Leadership and Prevention Summit Youth Bill of Rights. They did a similar Bill of Rights in the State House, and so we are also honored, President Lewis and myself, to present this special resolution tonight. So a special resolution recognizing the Youth Leadership and Prevention Summit efforts towards a Youth Bill of Rights. Whereas the Community Health Network, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department, Lawrence Police Department, and multiple local businesses and organizations work together as the Eastside Revitalization Group to offer the Youth Leadership and Prevention Summit, which is also named the Youth Summit, for students from select high schools and middle schools on December 12, 2016. And whereas the Youth Summit brought together a highly motivated group of students to take the rights of adolescents of heart and began the task of developing a Youth Bill of Rights to present to the city of Lawrence and the city of Indianapolis. And whereas through the workshops led the Youth Summit held workshops designed on building community and respecting all cultures, addressing healthy and clean foods, water, and food deserts, understanding healthy relationships, self-determination, social media, safety, systemic oppression, and youth mastery money. Upon conclusion, the Youth Summit survey data was reviewed, and the results are being used to help shape the framework for the Youth Bill of Rights. I'm gonna come back and read this. You read these two.
And whereas the survey results indicate that youth want to address the following issues: developing sustainable relationships and opinions with law enforcement, the right for students to be treated with respect and as equals, building healthy relationships based on honesty, trust, communication, education on the opportunities and risks of social networking, respecting all cultures and addressing needs of all people, acquiring the skills, training, and access to help them become our nation's future leaders, the right to make mistakes so youth can continue to learn and grow, the right to study curriculum that is relevant to their life experiences, which includes content acknowledging the struggle of oppressed people, and the right to learn about basic money management and good quality of life. And whereas the Youth Summit's facilitators are continuing to learn how to let their rights be known and voices heard through civics education, the City County Council wishes to acknowledge the efforts of middle and high school students from the City of Indianapolis to reflect the values, dreams, and aspirations of the youth in our community. Now, therefore,
be it resolved by the City County Council of the City of Indianapolis and Marion County, Indiana, Section 1, the City Council hereby recognizes the efforts of the Youth Leadership and Prevention Summit toward Youth Bills of Rights and to reflect the positive values, dreams, and aspirations of youth in our community. Section 2, the mayor is invited to join in this resolution by affixing his signature hereto, and he has done so. Section 3, this resolution shall be in full force and effect upon adoption and compliance with IC 36-3-4-14. This special resolution was sponsored by Councilors Jackson and Lewis and was passed by the City County Council this 8th day of May 2017. Madam President, I so move.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. The motion carries. Back to the speakers.
Thank you, Madam President. It's been an honor. On that day, I was invited to come out and be a tabletop guest speaker and kind of work with the youth and be in the mix to see their thoughts and what they did and how our future leaders are thinking and what their assistance needs are. And so it was just an honor to be there. Thank you for Mr. Beverly for inviting me. So at this time, I'm going to ask you to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arisa Moreland. I was one of the co-facilitators for our workshop. I co-facilitated for the workshop on systematic oppression with an 8th grade student named Laith. He isn't here tonight, but he goes to School for Community Learning, which isn't too far from Butler University, which is my university as well. And so tonight we came to first say thank you for your time and for your caring about what we have that we're trying to do here and show the youth, especially of Indianapolis as well as Lawrence, how we can become more involved, how we can be advocates for ourselves and others. And also to say for any of the youth who are still left, that we are still taking in more people who would like to become involved. We have a long way to go, no matter what we've already done. And we still are always happy to have new youth to work with as some of the other youth kind of age out.
Good evening. My name is Tracy Boyd, and I just want to thank our stakeholders, which were Community Health Network and Warren Central, along with Stop the Violence Indianapolis. It was a special collaboration of work because it's not just middle school, it's high school and college. And it was a beautiful collaboration of partners across the city, and we're excited that you saw fit to acknowledge our youth tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Beverly, you got to say 2 words for me.
2 words, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
The next item on our agenda is proposal number 42, refer to Admin and Finance Committee. Chairman Simpson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, proposal 42 approve the mayor's appointment of Hope Tribble as the Director of Office of Audit and Performance. Ms. Tribble appeared before the committee and shared the office accomplishment after her first year on the job and the goals for the coming year, as well as answering questions. The proposal passed out of committee by a vote 7-0, and Madam Chair, I so move.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. Comments from councilors? Vice President Adamson.
thank you, Madam President. I would like to be added as a co-sponsor for this proposal.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, did you hear Vice President Adamson? Additional comments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to the board for our vote. Oh, she said, hold on, sorry. There you go. The proposal carries 25-0. The next item on our agenda is proposal number 69, refer to Metropolitan Economic Development Committee. Chairman Osley.
Thank you, Madam President. Proposal number 69, 2017 nominates Phil Christie for appointment to the Southport Economic Development Committee. The window for this appointment has expired, and the mayor of Southport has already filled this position, and therefore this proposal is no longer needed. The committee recommends that the proposal be stricken, and Madam President, I so move.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded to strike proposal number 69. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The next item on our agenda is introduction of proposals. Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Madam President. Proposal number 92, introduced by Councilors Lewis, Adamson, Osley, and Robinson, referred to the Rules and Public Policy Committee, amends the code to establish a minimum living wage of $13 per hour for all full-time city and county employees, and to delete outdated salary schedules and charts. Proposal numbers 107 to 109, all referred to the Administration and Finance Committee. Proposal number 107, introduced by Councilors Oliver and Lewis, appoints Marion Faye Godwin to the Equal Opportunity Advisory Board. Proposal number 108, introduced by Councilors Robinson and Lewis, appoints Kai Johnson to the Equal Opportunity Advisory Board. Proposal number 109, introduced by Councilor Simpson, amends the code to provide that the chairperson of the Audit Committee serves a 3-year term. Proposal number 110 through 114, all referred to the Metropolitan and Economic Development Committee. Proposal number 110, introduced by Councilors Lewis and Mascari, appoints Ben Brown to the Citizens Advisory Committee for Perry Township Comprehensive Plan. Proposal number 111, introduced by Councilor Lewis, appoints Mark Bryson to the Citizens Advisory Committee for Lawrence Township Comprehensive Plan. Proposal number 112, introduced by Councilors Lewis and Robinson, appoints Mary Clark to the Citizens Advisory Committee for Pike Township Comprehensive Plan. Proposal number 113, introduced by Councilors Lewis and Mascari, appoints Sarah Wiley to the Citizens Advisory Committee for Franklin Township Comprehensive Plan. Proposal number 114, introduced by Councilors Miller and Adamson, enhances the city's landlord registration program to include units advertised as rentals and units offered for sale as rent-to-own via sales contract. Proposal numbers 115 to 117, all referred to the Public Safety and Criminal Justice Committee. Proposal number 115, introduced by Councilors Lewis and Robinson, appoints Tavana Harris Askew to the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department Merit Board. Proposal number 116, introduced by Councilor Robinson, approves a transfer of $80,026 in the 2017 budget of the Marion County Community Corrections Agency State Grant Fund to properly record 2017 Department of Corrections grant expenditures. Proposal number 117, introduced by Councilor Robinson, authorizes the establishment of a petty cash fund for the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. Madam President, this concludes the introduction of proposals.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The next item on our agenda is special orders, priority business. Proposals number 125 through 130 are all rezoning proposals certified for approval by the Metropolitan Development Commission on April 27, 2017. If no councilors wishes to call down any of those proposals for reconsideration, they will pass into law. Does anyone wish to call down any of those proposals for reconsideration? Seeing none, they will pass into law. We'll proceed to special orders, public hearing. Proposal number 94, refer to Public Safety and Criminal Justice Committee. Chairman Robinson.
Thank you, Madam President. Proposal number 94, 2017, reestablish the Community Firefighting Building and Equipment Fund and levies a tax on all taxable property within the taxing district. Fatty Cadora, the Controller, Office of Finance and Management, stated that the proposal is not a tax increase. Rather, it aims to reestablish the rate of the Fire Community Capital Fund in order to have enough funding to cover the costs of the annual debt payments. The Controller stated that the two existing capital debt levies paid $9.6 million in debt. However, the city has issued less debt than it has in the past. The Controller also stated that the city needs to pay for fire apparatus and fire stations, which must be paid out of the Fire Community Capital Fund. He said that the goal is to abolish the two old cap debt levies and redistribute the dollars to the 5 taxing units to pay for the debt that has been issued. Councilor Simpson moves, seconded by Councilor Scales, to amend Proposal 94 to read as follows. Section 3, the Community Firefighting Building and Equipment Fund shall not exceed 1/148 cents of each $100 of excess valuation of property in the taxing district. Said tax rate will be levied beginning with the taxes of 2017 payable 2018. Motion carried by a vote of 9-0. Councilor Simpson moves, seconded by Councilor Oliver, to send Proposal 94 as amended to the full council to do pass recommendation. The motion carried by a vote of 9-0. Madam President, I so move.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. Are there comments from councilors? Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak to proposal number 94?
Yes, Larry Vaughn, please. These are the tax increases that I warned you about that came out of proposal number 112. There are 4 tax increases that we're going to face because of the public safety situation here in this town, whereby they have added a medical feature to our public safety system. This costs money to mitigate the heroin usage that's going on in this town, the Narcan treatments at $4,500 a pop, and also waiving Class C felonies of a person that is caught with actual heroin. So this council has been irresponsible and have not told you about these secret tax increases that they have to pass. They have to do this in order to pay for the proliferation of heroin here in our county. Not one syllable has been said about getting a handle on this situation, only to give out tourniquets and injection needles. So this proposal is going to be like many others that we face from this council who are involved in the actual proliferation of heroin addiction and alcoholism in this county, and they need to stop it. We need to stop them. They can't be stopped now, but you can stop them at the election booth when you go to vote in November, because what they're doing is they're miring this county in debt and bond debt, also miring this county in a situation that we won't be able to recover from, and creating an unsustainable situation within this city where we're going to have a bunch of alcoholics and drug addicts on the taxpayers' dime.
Thank you. Mr. CFO, if you could clarify exactly what this proposal does. Thank you.
Absolutely. And just for the record, this proposal is no way related to Proposal 112, 2016. And this is not a tax increase. This is simply taking a tax rate that is about to expire in 2018 and shifting that to the Fire Cume Fund in order to support the debt of the fire stations and the fire engines. So it has absolutely nothing to do with anything the last speaker just said.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Is there anyone else in the audience that wishes to speak to proposal number 94? Additional comments from councilors? Seeing none, we'll proceed to the board for our vote. The proposal carries 25-0. The next item on our agenda is proposal number 101, refer to Public Safety and Criminal Justice Committee. Chairman Robinson.
Thank you, Madam President. Proposal 101, 2017, approves an additional appropriation of $511,000 in 2017 budget of the Marion County Sheriff's Office, the MECA Emergency Fund System Fund to fund salary enhancements for civilian dispatch and control, operator personnel supported by additional revenues. Barbara Lawrence, CFO of the Marion County Sheriff's Office, made the following key points. The goal was to increase the starting salary to recruit new telecommunicators and offer a retention bonus to retain quality personnel. The starting salary would increase from $31,202 for the first year and increase to $32,394 for the second year. Retention bonuses would be offered in 2017 and be given to employees with a start date of 2012 or before. The total fiscal impact on the budget is $511,000. And Councilor Simpson moved, seconded by Councilor Oliver, to send proposal 101 to the full council for the due pass recommendation. The motion carried by a vote of 10-0. Madam President, I so move.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. Are there comments from councilors? Councilor Coates.
Thank you, Madam President. I plan on voting on this proposal, but as I brought up in committee, I think it's a little bit troubling that this funding only extends through the next 2 to 3 years. I know that's just the situation of how this money comes down from the state, but I think we need a longer-term solution beyond the lifetime of this funding. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional comments from councilors? Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak to proposal 101?
Sections of proposal number 12 does mention 4 new taxing districts. If you read that proposal 112, you'll find that in that. That's what it entails. But this proposal also is going to be used to train deputies to administer Narcan and to give out
Mr.
heroin
Vaughn,
syringes.
Mr. Vaughn, I need you to speak to Proposal 101.
I'm just telling what the
No,
money's used
sir,
for.
listen. I allowed you to
dispatch-
speak freely on the last proposal, even though your comments were not germane to the proposal. Please speak to Proposal 101. Thank you.
I'm speaking to it. We already
not.
had a rebuild of our communication system, which cost this city $20 million. And that's only been 2 or 3 years ago. You voted it. I was in the committee when you voted it out. I was in this assembly chamber when you voted that out of this assembly chamber.
101, sir.
$20 million
Okay.
that were voted. I'm talking about communications now. You already spent $20 million a couple of years ago on that. So you're coming back, you're double taxing us. We cannot tax our way out of this situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional comments on Proposal 101? Seeing none, we'll proceed to the board for our votes. The proposal carries 25-0. There is no business under special orders, unfinished business. We'll proceed to special orders, final adoption. Proposal number 68, refer to Metropolitan and Economic Development Committee. Chairman Osili.
Thank you, Madam President. Proposal number 68, 2017, approves a final bond ordinance authorizing the issuance of taxable economic development revenue bond anticipation notes in an amount not to exceed $18 million, and economic development tax increment revenue bonds in an amount not to exceed $18.5 million to assist in the financing of the Indy Penn Center Hotel Garage project, and approves and authorizes other actions in respect thereto. This proposal was postponed at the April 3rd meeting of the committee and reconsidered on April 24th. There was much discussion about the proposed wages associated with the new jobs created by this project. And while the developers did work to increase the benefit package and raise the average hourly rate to $11.75, some committee members wanted the rate to be at least $12 an hour and felt it did not go far enough. The proposal passed out of committee with a technical amendment by a vote of 5-3. And Madam President, since I was one of the dissenting votes, I would call for a motion for passage from one of my fellow committee members who voted in favor of the measure.
Councilor Evans.
Thank you, Madam President. I would motion that the full council adopt proposal number 68.
The motion's been properly moved and seconded. Are there comments from councilors? Councilor Miller.
Thank you, Madam President. This one is in my district. I would certainly ask for support from everyone in the council. It is a fantastic project. It is a project where there was an in perpetuity easement for 75 parking places on this lot, at least 75, as well as access to the building where those parking places lead. That's why prime real estate in downtown, right across from Bankers Life Stadium, has stayed undeveloped all these years. You know, we always take very seriously whenever we discuss TIF funds, but this is an example of one where it really made sense. And in fact, we didn't talk that much about the merit of the TIF funds because we understood why, and we understood how much money we'll be getting back in property taxes and in jobs. We really did focus on the jobs. I want to compliment HRI for being responsive. It was a difficult situation, obviously, for something to come to us at hourly wages around $10.40 an hour when we had been discussing as a committee over the last couple of years raising those wages. You know, how it got in that state to us, I'm not sure, but that's what came before us as a committee, and we had to decide what to do with it. HRI twice raised those wages, got very close to $12. I guess I'm not one that will say that if we don't hit a certain mark, it's a failure. I actually think it's a success. They're showing responsiveness to the council, but also they're showing others who want to do business with the city that this committee, and I think this council as a whole, really takes seriously livable wage jobs. Obviously, just this morning, Madam President, you did a fantastic press release on $13 an hour for our council. We're really, or for our city workers. We're taking this very seriously. We need livable wage jobs. Our mayor believes in that, and I do believe that we all believe in that as well. I also would add the point that these aren't just $12 an hour jobs that we're discussing, $11.75 hour jobs. These are jobs that have a tuition reimbursement, which allows someone to look at an unskilled position as an entry level, but they don't have to stay there. It's pretty rare that you see somebody getting that salary range, an opportunity to move forward with their career. And I really like that. I like the fact they have full benefits. I like the fact that they have a matching 401k. So this really is a good job considering the skill level that it employs. So I would ask the council to consider this, but also to know that our committee looks very seriously at job wages. Thank you, Madam President.
Additional comments? Seeing none, proceed to the board for our vote. The proposal carries 20-5. The next item on our agenda is proposal
Madam
number
President?
89.
And
Councilor Miller? Yes, sir.
Yes, I just want to add to my vote. I want to really thank Unite Here and SEIU Local Number 1. They were strongly in support of raising the wages. They advanced our dialogue much faster than I think it would have gone without them. Thank you, Madam President.
Councilor Evans?
Madam President, just for the record, I wanted to thank Councilor Kreider. We spent a lot of time negotiating with them on those wages and getting those wages.
Your mic is on.
It is on. Is this better?
Great remarks, thanks. Additional comments? The next item on our agenda is proposal number 89, referred to Admin and Finance Committee. Chairman Simpson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The council has received a letter of intent, and everyone should have received a copy of that letter, but the letter did not go through the proper council committee process, and we won't be discussing that letter tonight. And moving to proposal 89 under final adoption, Madam Chair, proposal 89 expressed the intent to reimburse prior expenditures related to the Community Justice Campus Project with bond proceeds. The special counsel to the mayor, Tim Moriarty, and corporate counsel, Andy Mallett, gave a PowerPoint presentation to the committee at their March 28th meeting, and Council Mallett and Sarah Reardon of the Bond Bank was present at the April 18th meeting to provide further information and answering questions. The General Counsel Fred Biesecker explained that there is an IRS, Internal Revenue Service, requirement that if an entity intends to use bonds proceeds to reimburse payments made from other sources, they have to express an intent to issue bonds. He said that this is not binding, and it does not commit the council to do anything by the way of issuing bonds, satisfying the IRS rules to go back and use the bond proceeds. If the bonds are issued to reimburse preliminary expenses for the project, an amendment was passed by clarifying these expenditures that happened before the bond issuance and made it clear that there is a possibility that said bond issue may not take place. Proposal passed out of committee, voted by a vote to 7-0. Madam Chair, I so move.
The motion's been properly moved and seconded. Comments from councilors? Councilor McQuillan.
Thank you, Madam President. In addition to being heard in committee, there's been a lot of conversation among members regarding the possible out-of-pocket costs to be borne by the taxpayer. And as Councilor Simpson mentioned, as a result, councilors were presented tonight with a letter of intent from the administration, signed, that more clearly defines the the expectations, possible costs related to the Criminal Justice Center. So I'm sure there'll be more discussion on this later, but for the time being, I would like to offer this signed letter of intent from the administration on the record tonight to the clerk as we begin this conversation and make sure that we are protecting the taxpayers' money in this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor McQuillan. But just as a point of reference, as the chairman said, he did acknowledge that it did not follow the proper channels and going through his committee. And so I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, but I appreciate you now entering that into record. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam President.
Additional comments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to the board for our vote. The proposal carries 25-0. The next item on our agenda is proposal number 93, refer to Metropolitan and Economic Development Committee. Chairman Osley.
Thank you, Madam President. Proposal number 93, 2017, approves a statement of benefits for Kraftmark Bakery LLC, an applicant for tax abatement for property located in an economic revitalization area. The executive and financial officers of Kraftmark came before the committee and made a brief presentation and answered questions. The proposal passed out of committee by a vote of 8-0, and Madam President, I so move.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. Comments from councilors? Vice President Adamson.
Thank you, Madam President. Two things. One, with Councilor Holliday's permission, I'd like to sign on as a co-sponsor of this proposal. And I did sign up to tour the facility, so if anybody wants to go with me to that tour, I'm excited to see it firsthand rather than the video that we saw in committee.
This is the bakery. Additional comments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to the board for our vote. The proposal passes 24-0. The next item on our agenda is proposal number 95, refer to Public Works Committee. Vice President Adamson.
Thank you, Madam President. With consent, I'd like to take 95, 96, 97, 98 together. Consent. Thank you. Proposal 95 authorizes weight limit restrictions in neighborhood east of Harding Street between Sumner and Troy Avenues in District 20. Proposal 96 authorizes parking restrictions in the alley 875 east near Westfield Boulevard in District 2. Proposal number 97 authorizes the removal of rush hour parking restrictions on 10th Street between Sherman Drive and Emerson Avenue in District 12. Proposal number 98 authorizes intersection controls at the intersection of Charter Woods, Pioneer Woods, and Speedway Woods Drive in District 15. All four of these proposals passed with a vote of 8-0, and I so move.
The motion has been properly moved and seconded. Are there comments from councilors? Seeing none, we'll proceed to the board for our vote. Councilor Gray said no, though. Oh, we have to wait for the beeps. Sorry, Madam Clerk. Councilor Gray's pressuring me. Councilor Jackson? Robinson? The proposal carries 24-0. There is no business under Special Service District Council. We'll proceed to new business. Seeing none, we'll proceed to announcements and adjournment. The docket agenda of this meeting of the council having been completed, the chair will now entertain motions for adjournment.
Madam President.
The chair recognizes Councilor McQuillan.
Thank you, Madam President. I've been asked to offer the following motion for adjournment. By Councilor Mowry in memory of Joseph A. Brunk. By Councilor McQuillan in memory of Virginia. By Councilor McQuillan in memory of Virginia Zwickle Wilkie, Billy Ray White, and Eric Ramon Kirby. By Councilor Holliday in memory of Robert Scott. By Councilor McHenry in memory of John Molyneux. By Councilors McHenry and Feaster in memory of Dorothy Pointer. By Councilor Feaster in memory of Richard Cooker, Jim Mann, and Carol Lucan. By Councilors Feaster and Wessler in memory of James Wilhelm. By Councilor Wessler in memory of Virginia Wood. By Councilor Lewis in memory of Dennis Eric Johnson. By Councilor Adamson in memory of Michael Perry. By Councilor Cordy in memory of Roy McBride. By Councilor Osley in memory of Dr. Charlene Johnson. Madam President, I would like to move the adjournment of this meeting of the Indianapolis City County Council in recognition of and respect for the life and contributions of those persons I have here specifically named. I respectfully ask the support of fellow councilors. I further request that the motion be made a part of the permanent record of this body, and that a letter bearing the council seal and the signature of the president be sent to the family of each person advising of this action.
Thank you, Councilor McQuillan. Hearing no objections, the motion is received and the requests are so ordered. Hearing no further motions, we are adjourned.
Okay, Bart.